What's up, YouTube? Alright, so we're gonna do, we're finally getting around to doing some accessories on the Bluebird here, and we're gonna start with these side turn signals. So I did these guys on the Thomas many years ago, and so I've got enough to do 3 down the side on the Bluebird, and I also have a rear stop arm to put on, so let's get to work. In the Thomas, it was real easy because the wire rails up there are just held in by screws, and you just pull them out and then they come down and you get to the wiring. So in the Bluebird, it's a little bit different. I've already started so you guys can kind of see what I'm doing. So I've pulled the wire rails down all the way down on the driver's side. Now here's the fun part. These wire rails, this is the top right here. So it clips into the underside of the ceiling sheet metal, which is cool because it holds it in place. But when they put this bus together, they made it so the windows hold the bottom of the cover in, which is not cool. So what I've had to do is I've pulled all the windows out and to take these 3 panels off the side, or is it 4? It's 4. So we're going to do the passenger side now, but here's the main wiring harness, and what I did to run the turn signals, and you'll see soon, is I figured out where I wanted the outside turn signal to be. Let's just say it's this piece right here. So I put a hole right here, and then I fished my wire down, and then yeah, it's pretty rusty, isn't it? And then after I fished the wiring down, I drilled a hole on the outside and pulled the wiring through and then mounted my turn signal. And then I just tied the wiring into the loom up here. I actually ran my own wiring the last time, but I think for this one, I'm going to figure out which wires go to the rear turn signals and tap into them so that I run less wiring. And then I'm going to put these up the correct way, where they're actually on the outside of the window. And the only thing that sucks is they'll be a little dirty. I may have to repaint them, but that's okay. Anyway, so I'm put them up on the outside of the window, so when I decide to come back and run like speakers or something, then I don't have to fight with pulling windows down again, because that's not fun. These windows are crazy to get out, especially the emergency windows. So anyway, more to come. I will post in a minute when I get the other side done. Alright, y'all, it's another day. So I've gone through and I've drilled holes all the way down. There's my front turn signals, and there's my crossover wire right there. I've labeled my 2 wires. I did some cutting and I don't have electrical tape, so that blue wire there with the splice is the left turn. So the next set of turn signals is right there, which that yellow wire comes down perfectly. And then rear stop arm, its 4 wires will come down here, and it's going to get basically the 2 red warning lights and the 2 power wires for it. There's one that's 12 volts constant, or supposed to be constant. It's going to be 12 volts switched when the key's on. And the other one is the trigger wire from the flasher. Goes to the stop arm solenoid output. So if you want to see where on the outside the mid-range turn signals are going, they're going to go right below the marker lights. I was going to put them further back, but you have this rivet line right here, which is going to make things difficult. Whereas right here, there's nothing. So they'll come straight down here. The front turn signals are going to be the same way. There's nothing but, you know, so they'll go right here. And then the rear turn signals, the reds, I'm going to put right here. The reason I'm doing that is because this is straight through, I believe, and I can run it straight to that turn signal right there on both sides. So here's the donor bus wiring harness that me and Matt's 4290 pulled out of the donor bus years ago. So it's going to good use. I've got plenty of wire, so, and there's still more right here. So, but anyway, that's more to come here in a little bit. It'll be another day, but more to come. The next you see, I'll start running the wiring to the lights. What's up, YouTube? So we've got passenger side front two done. I'll do the back two later, but as you can see, so you saw how I ran the holes. So here's how I fish the wire down. Turn the turn signal off. So right here is the front hole, and as you can see down here, there's where the wire is coming out. So I ran a coat hanger and I got the wire pushed down or taped onto it. So we're just gonna slide her on through like so. And we'll go around to the outside and pull it out. Let's see here. So here it is. The fun part's getting it to fish through. We'll just give her a good little tug through. And once we get the wire, there's the wire right there. Looky there. Then we get a turn signal indicator and put it onto the wire. And then we're done. We're done. So more as progress comes along. All right. So I have the driver's side done. So now all four of the ambers are on the bus now. As you can see on this side, they look sweet. So next it's on to the reds, and we'll do those. It'll be another day, but you'll see it in just a second. We're gonna go through the corner here right next to that reflector. All right, so I got the reds done. Now I was gonna put them down here. Let me tell you why I didn't. So behind this area right here, there is behind this whole corner is an interior corner piece. You can see the rivet line here that goes all the way down the side of the bus. So I actually had to drill sideways through it, and then I found out I could actually go above. But I had to drill sideways through it here to get to it on this side. This is why I didn't want to do through the rivet line there, because it makes these super hard. As you can see, this one's kind of got some overhang. I actually broke one. I broke that nut right there off. And so I replaced it, and I broke this one off too. So I actually put a sheet metal screw through it. But it holds on good and tight now, and it looks good. And so they are all done, and I didn't have to fish wire down from the ceiling. It was equally as difficult, if not more. But up next will be the stop arm, and that'll be right here. So more to come soon. All right, so here's how I pulled the yellow wire across the ceiling to the other side to give the turn signals down the passenger side. So I pulled this light fixture down, and this right here is called a fish tape. So it's a steel piece. It's pretty sturdy, and you can secure your wire on the end, usually with electrical tape. So what I did is I pulled the center light down, and I ran the fish tape across the ceiling to the other side, inside the ceiling, of course. Grabbed the wire, pulled it out one end, and then flipped the fish tape around and pushed it. That was the hard part, pushing it across. But that's how you fish wire through, with a fish tape. I'm not using the fish tape down the sides because I need a smaller piece of wire. That's why I have the coat hanger wire. All right, if you see in the back, we have a rear stop arm. I had the wiring diagram down, and we pulled all the wires down. Yeah, the stop sign looks kind of rough on the outside. I'll fix that up. But I marked my holes right there, those two, and the front two right here, and I had a wiring diagram. So this project is complete. Climb in the back here. Sorry, my warning lights don't work unless the key is on. basically I ran 4 wires. And unfortunately I didn't have any solder, so I couldn't tie into the 2 reds right here without flipping, but yeah, so, and then I had to run the blue wire goes to right behind the fan up there, and the yellow wire goes to, it's hot all the time, the blue wire connects to the stop arm solenoid circuit on the flasher. And that's it. The hardest part was fishing all 4 of those wires down. It's not like fishing one, so. But there you go. It's all complete. Now to reinstall the panels. Thanks for watching, guys. Alright, so I did one more thing. Still haven't fixed that bottom stop sign light in time. I need a bulb. And I'm sure I have one on the Thomas, but I painted the rear stop arm outside red since it was all faded. Yeah, there's a big freaking run there. One of these days I'll get out here with the soldering gun and fix that mess. There you go. She's done.